This is easily the best tag Heuer they've done. First off, big thanks to Saltzmans in Rhode Island. My contact Richard there sent this over. I didn't even ask for it. He just sent it over, and it's a pleasant surprise. Thank you very much for sending this over so I get a look at it. Unfortunately, get tempted because I am not really buying luxury watches right now, and I think Tag Heuer is definitely a luxury brand. Although it'd be a more affordable luxury brand, this one is extremely tempting. I don't know what to say. Let's just cover it. I legit, honestly believe this is the best Tag Heuer Aquaracer they have done to date. This thing is so appealing to me, and hopefully I'll be able to represent it pretty good for you guys. I'm sure there's other colors and you can get a GMT variant and everything like that, but I really like this green one. Hopefully I'll be able to try some other colors, but this green one just is speaking to me for sure. So, do I have like a hang tag I can show you? I'll put a direct link to the watch in the website or down in the description, and as well as a link to Richard's contact information and everything like that. I know I kind of bumbled that up, but you get it. Whatever. Click the description down below. So let's get into some measurements on this thing. The case is a little hard to measure, so just hear me out on this. The bezel, because it is, you know, has kind of edges and stuff, but the bezel width I measure at 41.5 millimeter. Then I grabbed a measurement on the case from the 40 to the 10, and I measured that at 42.5. So I think that's a fair measurement, but the reality is the watch basically wears like a 41, 41.5, maybe a 42-ish, but like I don't feel like it's a 42 on wrist. I feel like it's a 41.5. And I know that sounds ridiculous, a half millimeter, but the watch enthusiasts, you guys will get it. The half millimeter sometimes makes or breaks a watch for you. In this case, it definitely makes it. So the lug to lug is a 47.5 millimeter. Excellent sharp finishing on this. Not quite as deep as some like Omega and stuff I've handled. This seems like it's a little bit finer, a little more smoother. It's not as abrasive looking. It's still a really good finish. I only bring up Omega because when I look at the Omega up close, it looks deeper. That's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a different finishing type. And then the polished edge is very sharp in its transition. It's a defined line for sure. All brushed bracelet, polished on the ends. And then of course you do have, I think it must be, I don't know what those dimples are. I'm not sure how this sizes. If you guys know how this one sizes, let me know. Is it pin and tube? It might be pin and tube. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I need to educate myself on that. Thickness, I measured at 12.6 millimeter. You have that flat sapphire crystal. Just proud of that ceramic bezel insert. And the date magnifier is on the underside of the crystal, and it works well. The date at the 6 o'clock position. I really like the layout of this watch. 21 millimeter lug opening. That used to be weird. It's kind of not really weird anymore because you're going to wear this on the bracelet. If you do want to change it out and use a strap configuration on this, you can buy the Tag Heuer strap, or there's a ton of aftermarket straps with 21 millimeter lugs. So it's not that big of a deal anymore. The bracelet does taper down great to 18 millimeter, and you have half links, and then 6.75 millimeter signed screw down crown, keeping the 300 meter water resist on this thing. And when you unscrew this and handle it, there is zero play in the crown tube assembly. It is perfection. Now I have to show you a gem that Tag did with their clasp on their divers. Look at that thing. Super simple, fold over. There's no fold over keeper or anything. You just have your double pushers, super thin, and then you have access to the on-the-fly micro adjust from a closed position. You push these buttons here and you can retract or expand the bracelet to clasp interaction there. So very well done. I like that design. It seems like a simple, obvious solution, I don't see any downside. I absolutely love it. There's a look at the case back with the diving helmet. Pretty basic text on there and kind of like a nice pattern on there. It's smooth. There's no sharp edges. They went to school on this watch and they brought their A game. They also put a killer movement in this. This is a movement that is Tag Heuer's movement. It's sourced, but it is their movement. Nobody else uses it. This is the TH31-00 chronometer grade, COSC, as indicated on the dial, officially certified chronometer. And it has 30 joules, beats at 4 hertz, and has an 80-hour power reserve. I challenge you guys. Tell me what is wrong with this watch. Give me one thing that's wrong with this watch. I cannot come up with anything. This seems like the perfect dive watch. It just seems like a great diver luxury watch. 120 click bezel. That is a very satisfying click. I can settle the bezel back down. So there's a little bit of movement in the bezel. That is not a deal breaker. Everything else about this watch is an absolute home run, as well as the color, the texture on the dial, the applied markers also in that shape. We have dual color lume. We have that bold neon green seconds hand tying in with the chronometer printing on the dial. I'm hard pressed to talk myself out of buying a watch like this, other than the fact that I don't have like a little over $4 just laying around. But if I did, this would easily be a very satisfying impulse purchase. I mean, look how good that sits on the wrist. That is a beauty. Absolutely love it. I have to check out some more of these. The size is perfect. The execution is perfect. I love the new movement. It's just a great watch. I know I'm like pawning over this thing, but legit, this is a killer watch. Then the Lume. It is very strong, potent, crisp, clear, and I love the fact that it's the contrast between that green and the blue is even more dramatic than it was in the past. You have the blue triangle on the bezel, which is how you track your dives or anything else, tied to the minute hand, because that's the most important part. And then they also did a little splash of blue on the seconds hand, because why not? I love everything about this watch. I have zero complaints with it. I think it might be the perfect, affordable, luxury dive watch. Tag, you nailed it. And you can get this at Saltzmans Watches in Rhode Island. Tell them I sent you, that you watched this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.